I believe in testing all your gear before you go out and use it. The last time I was out with my iPhone 13 Pro and using Filmic, it didn't go well. One of the things that I did, I turned HDR off in the video in the main Apple settings for camera. I also went in and chose the 8-bit quality and just Filmic quality instead of Filmic Extreme. And looking at the footage, it looks really, really good. It looks like that makes a huge difference. Also, one of the things I tested out was my Nikon Z6 Mark II, and in the footage we get into that. I tried it without a neutral density filter. I was trying to cheat and went to an aperture of f13, kept the ISO at 100, but the images were still overexposed, and then with that really small aperture setting, there wasn't much bokeh. So I went and got my neutral density filter and tried that, and that really looks like it's going to be a good setup with this lens. I went to a more realistic f8, and because of the settings that I use, I always shoot at 30 frames per second, just because of the nature of what I do. It gives me a little latitude to slow things down just a hair if I need to. Or I can capture motion of birds and things like that with not quite the motion blur that 24 foot per second gives. Sometimes I prefer the little sharper image that you get with 30 frames per second. So I'm shooting just with the standard profile, 8-bit in the Nikon. I've had excellent success with the colors just straight out of camera. And for this I was in auto white balance. Sometimes I'll shoot in cloudy or one of the other fixed settings, but the light was really consistent, so I wasn't too worried about it. But anyway, I'm learning the camera. The first flag was zoomed in almost to 200. The second was at a setting of about 135, just to get an idea of how sharp the lens is and how it responds to the neutral density filter. The last part of the video with the flag was shot with 3 stops of neutral density, and it looks like I have pretty good exposure with it. Because of that, I went back to auto ISO. Earlier I had been using, like I said, ISO fixed at 100 to try to get as much shadow detail without burning out the highlights. Anyway, hope you enjoy the footage. Thank you. Just a little cameo appearance by the photographer here. I'm trying to see what neutral density settings work the best, how much exposure compensation to use. Learning a new lens. It looked really sharp in the first set of images that I did. We'll see how it turns out in this set of video. Well, this is our latest addition to the backyard decoration. It's a chance to take a look at how well the iPhone is performing. I wasn't real happy with its performance, so I went ahead and went back to 8-bit recording. I'm not using the Filmic Extreme codec. I'm just using the good, quick codec. I'll give you the exact name here in post, but also I took the camera off of HDR, or the video camera off of HDR, so we're going to give that a try. So let's see how close we can get in just a video mode here, see if we can get something kind of artistic going here.